thing which is equally funny. Writing, you learned that I have Mr. Atul Tiwari Saab here. It's happening even now in Vishnu. Certain jokes you can say in one language which will not work in another language. And certain things sound fantastic in a book but will not work. It's a tame joke. Like, for example, they tried to do some funny thing with Mr. Clint Eastwood, whose core competence is unfortunately not comedy. So, but they made him do something funny for Mitt Romney thing, and he generally happens to actors. I mean, he messed it up. It was most unfunny thing on television. So, David Letterman makes use of it the next day when he talks about weather. And he says, the weather is 82 and cloudy like Clint Eastwood. He said, you cannot translate that into Tamil. But there are moments which translate national everywhere, like that sequence between me and Mr. Saurabh, where this AB confusion is there, and then I'm totally confused, and I have this donkey's ears, which strangely keeps happening through the thing. It's a motorcycle cap, but the way he wears it makes him look like the ass he is. And when he goes to him, he mistakes him to be an encounter specialist sent by him. Then he says, there's this discussion about A and B. B sent me. K. You K? Now another alphabet has been added. But you see, it's not just writing. If the actor, that's very, going back to the dark cave where the fear of the actor is underlined, if it is not a good actor like Saurabh, that will look forced just for the sake of fun. We could have been cloudy without being 82. So here's a man who is 82 and not cloudy. So I think we have.
No, I think I can feedback from that.
Yeah. So this is not about telling you. This is not a class. This is not a workshop. It's what we share. I think this way you will understand more. If you think you're not taking back anything, think again.
And not also about scaling them, because you write all that and that all thing and all improvisation is not there.
No, that's why
they are all scaling there.
It's not just don't stop writing, because this is a democratic process. The only place where democracy truly rules and exists, where everybody will have to know what your vision is, where you're driving at, and the cameraman, the production man. So without the script, it's not possible. Without the script, you can't even tell a producer what your dream is going to cost. Without that script, a good production manager, assistant director will not be able to divide it into practical slots that will mean money. It has to be translated into money. Monetization is another thing. That is another lookout. That's not your lookout. Don't think about, please, monetization while you're writing a script, because we didn't. As he said, Raja Parvez, director and producer, were both blind, but we made a great film. So please don't get into that, because you lose your core competence when you try to spread yourself thin to cover up for everybody.
And a very strange balance in my experience was, we have to have convictions, at the same time you have to be objective to design. How you combine both?
It's very difficult. Because you'll have to fight for something and let go of something.
You will have to understand that. It's a very strange, it comes from experience.
Accidents like the first scene of Michael Madanaka will or might happen. So we are not teaching you anything here. We are not telling you. There's no escape from these facts of life that you will make that mistake.
Would you go back and change?
And the golden rule
Yeah,
is...
he is trying to. He said somebody is trying to make it in Hindi because there's no going back.
Yeah.
Gone.
If we get a chance, we will. But we got the chance. We have sold it to somebody. They're going to make it. We went and told them at least do this. We missed out on it.
If we make it, we'll make it totally differently.
Yeah, we want.
Definitely. That is it. Even Apurva, everything will make it different.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, when we finished Apurva Sodara, we were all sitting. Now we know how to make this film. That's when we were very clear. Actually, that's true also because we were so tormented through the making, we were not even enjoying it.
Yes.
So much so that we were so troubled by the making and apart from the screenplay and all that, certain times that you must see that if you get too ambitious, your screenplay suffers because that happened to Apurva Sodara in the beginning. We came up with an ambitious idea, but we were falling short of how to practically execute it, and we got scared. So we limited Apu's role and built a story around him. He's a cameo role who will come in. He's a spark in the story, that's all.
And in that Apurva Sodara, I want to tell you one instance for which I am still guilty. There was a scene in which Kamal was there, dwarf, very after me, and the tiger was there, opposite. And the tiger, he is trying to tame, the camera was here, face around, everything is going on, and he will be talking something, and later tiger will go, they're all in the frame, of course we have got the bucket of water and everything was there.
That is to dissuade the
tiger. If anything happens. At that time, that manager of the circus who gave the tiger, he came and told me a small story in Calcutta. Suddenly a tiger became wild. It was in the open at that time, the streets were not in the cage. Suddenly some child wanted to go from the mother to the father.
who was sitting about 4 seats away.
Within seconds the tiger came and just hit on the spot, the child died.
No, and what happened was, we were trying to originally do the safe thing as doing a mask, doing the separate, because I have to be at this distance, the bottles and me. So we didn't want to take that risk because it just had to do this and you'll have 2 of me. So we decided to do the masking shot. By the time the tiger was brought in and it did, the shadows started moving.
And so we started. After that,
finally we got so fed up. I said, put the tiger and me together, and one guy was standing with a gun.
And after that, he told me the story. What I should have done, that stop. Let us go, let the tiger go back. They will take the shot tomorrow. I should have done that. Instead, I started the camera.
No,
this was, I feel very guilty, Kamal. Because after I was not at all looking at the performance, nothing. What is the tiger doing? As far as the shot was concerned, they were all missing it. The shot was there, I did not say cut. Pieces around looked like that, he himself cut it over, then the man came, the tiger went there. How? Up to that. See, that's what happens. We do not actually,
see,
that was not a thing which
this is an ambition, and when you shoot it, you can either compromise, leave that scene. What happened in the beginning of Apurva Sodara, I am the producer, we shot for 15 days. It's a lot of money. When we saw the footage, my thing to him, that time somebody else was writing, I didn't want to get, I was only concentrating on Apu. I thought it's not my purview. But suddenly I saw the film and we were getting into the next schedule. I said, it's not working.
So I came and I saw, we did 10 days, 8 days, 10 days, we have shot all both and everything was over. The original was, he came with the idea, I've got to play dwarf. I jumped at it and we cleared a screenplay. Then after that I was saying, Mr. Kamal Hassan is a dwarf and when 2 girls come, they love someone else, they go, finally it goes in the camera. What sort of story is this? Everybody wants to be fair with Kamal Hassan, not this thing. Then we got stuck. So we wanted somebody who had a normal...
And we had shot. Something was not working. It was well shot, well executed. There was a song. where Janakaraj played a drunken father for it's all another story. We shot it, and then we knew that we were trying to save, he being the director said, suppose we use that scene and work around it. We were trying to save what was shot.
Another was there. We were trying so many methods and so that nothing was working. But we knew something was wrong. What was wrong we did not know. So we thought somebody who was not thinking like that.
So not at all thinking, and we brought a proper commercial guy who was not looking into the nitty-gritty of it. And we showed him just the footage and said, what do you think? We are using him in a small scene, few scenes in the film. You think that will work? So no, this is the character. This is the hit of the film. The other Kamalasam can be there for commercial reasons, but this is the character. It's very difficult. For which he said, that's your problem. It's not my problem. Suddenly it came back to us, what would you do? Make a scene, nothing, just make a revenge story. With this, it will work. And he quickly said something and I said, thank you. And we went back.
Just 1 week, the entire thing
on 1 week, we went and rehauled and it became a Puraja. The first 15 days of writing literally went down the drain. We didn't use anything at all.
There's a lot of, actually this week we wrote the best script. We took nearly 4 or 5 months to write that. Ananthu and they came to the Ooty when I was there, they discussed with me for 1 week and all.
That one also was not written just off the cuff. No. But what I'm saying is, there is no way to do it because we should have spent more time and more rehearsals. For example, Nazar is here, many of the actors who did Mumbai Express. There's a car scene where so many things happen. It looks like it's casually happened. Nothing is accidental in that. Ramesh Arvind is here. And how it hits him, where the fight flies. We all rehearse the scene in 4 chairs like this. There's no steering wheel, another chair played the steering wheel. And we rehearsed the scene over and over. And the scene sometimes got rewritten because there were some practical problems. If we had to understand it's a left-hand drive, gear is here. We don't think of all this while writing. But a good writer does. That's why when an actor becomes a writer, the angle changes, angularity of the script changes. When a director comes in as a script writer, the angularity changes. And when, like in Snakes on a Plane, when the audience becomes script writers, it becomes that.
And now, because nothing to do with our films, I wanted to tell how a script, because I've seen this familiar. I've seen it, I like it, and I've read it. One day I happened to meet Mr. Levi Raja. And he told me, did you see I said, yes, of course. He said, I saw 18 times. I said, what is there 18 times? I mean, he's a very great music director, and I wanted to know.
Oh, the billiards table.
No, that's the billiards, that one thing. There is another thing. There is a place where he is just standing there. A lot of people are talking. No, he's like that. He's like that. All the people are talking. He is not talking. Then he goes there and he starts playing on the piano. That is his best composition there. So what they have done is, first they have taken the composition, and as per the rhythm of the composition, they have made the dialogues. They came in the reverse.
So you have that syncopation of that quarrel in the music.
Immediately, hey, what are you talking?
I don't want to, it's like that. The tarat, that becomes the...
So that becomes the dialogue. So they cannot write the dialogue until...
He found, and I met Milos Forman, and he said yes. I thought it's the Ilayaraja's madness, he is imagining all this.
So then I again saw the film after Mr. Ilayaraja told me, and then I appreciated it much more.
Yeah, and there is a sequence where he is writing and is playing with the ball and writing. That's his metronome. He's working as a metronome, coming back, and he's written one note and he's throwing it. So the speed with which he must be more than ambidextrous to be doing it in proper speed, writing, just to show the genius of Mozart.
Okay. So that's why so many ways the screenplay finally comes, the actual thing through music, so many things. So in initial stage, at times, I used to willingly, how to write, to take a story or a story and my story, it was very difficult. So I used to take the small proverbs. In Telugu I have, Akulu nakevarante mootul nakevar. Somebody who is very, he is trying to lick the leaves of throne. This person is trying to lick his mouth. No, I wanted to write a screenplay on that. You have how many thoughts it will have here. You will have to have a leaf, the close-up of the leaf. I mean, it's a very wonderful practice I made. It was a very interesting way how to make that.
For me, it's almost the same. We are both talking the same. I write Tamil poetry. Good or bad is for poets to decide. But that gives me the overall, what do you call, structure. How it can be crushed so tightly and so many things could be said. Film can become that. That's when probably they say the film is sheer poetry. Because you can, and that is what I do, because I try to write a film into a poem, and suddenly you get the tagline for the film. But that's not for
and
everyone.
When we think we take from life and write screenplays and how much we observe. A small anecdote happened once in real. One executive was about to take on leave. And then he suddenly sent from somewhere, from US, the chief top man is coming, you cannot go on leave. He wanted to see Japan and all that. He was very much, very agitated and angry that on this day he is come. But that man came, he was blind. So he asked me to take a particular place, that hotel. How the painting is, what sort of this dancer costume is, everything he is asking. And after 3 days, he told, I'm happy he came. I was blind all this, every day I used to come to the hotel. I never saw the color, I never saw this, I never knew this. But because of the blind man, I thought I was able to see so many things. So that's why the vision becomes much, when you observe, with the idea that you are going to be writing a screenplay, the vision becomes something different.
Yeah, it's like looking and watching.
Actually. So that becomes very important when you're taking pride. That's what we are doing. And all this.
But this doesn't surmise the best way of writing.
The golden rule is that there is no golden rule.
There's no. Thank you very much. Thank you.